Welcome back to the Max Effort Kitchen podcast. We got a great segment for you. It's called The Athlete and the Chef. So sit back, relax, and let's go. All right. I love that grin right there. Max Effort Kitchen podcast. You know, Cornell. It's been a long summer, and I'm ready. I don't know where your kids are at in their school season when they start. My kids start this week, and I'm very thankful for that.
Mine start Tuesday.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're on the same schedule at least. Yours are a little bit older. I know that yours are outside of the house a little bit more. Boy, can I not wait. So I love my kids. It's been Jack's birthday weekend, but wow, it's been a lot. So, working through that. But dude, you told me something before I pressed record, and I got to ask. You cooked about 100 hot dogs.
Yep.
What did you do anything? Did you do anything to them?
I mean, when you have 100 hot dogs to cook, you don't have too many options. So
yeah,
it was my nephew's birthday, and it's the more that led into the party, or the more that you found out at the party, was just awesome. Yeah. He wanted to have a hot dog eating contest at his birthday.
Love it.
I did not participate.
Okay.
There was about 15. He turning 7, so there was about 15 kids that all just went to town, and he won. And it turns out he's been practicing.
Oh my god!
So I cooked about 100. I'm assuming. I think it was 10 to 12 packs from Costco.
Okay.
They had a Traeger, so I had about 60 hot dogs on the Traeger smoking, and then a regular barbecue, but all of the internal stuff was like charred off and broken. So it was basically just flame. Okay. So it was like we had the slow cooker and the super fast cooker.
Nice.
And that's what I was juggling back and forth on. So I didn't do anything too crazy, but I tended the wieners for a long time. Wiener tender.
Like it.
I mean, they were good. I won't say I didn't have one that wasn't smoked, but I won't say that I tasted anything different having it smoked versus
totally.
So,
well, I mean, I know I have people in my life, I'll just call them friends, that are very specific about the type of hot dogs they use. I personally I'm not specific. I like a good ballpark, or I'm like a Hebrew National all beef. And those are the two hot dogs I go towards.
I pretty much only really have hot dogs if I'm at Costco. So I like the Costco dog.
That's a move, dude. I mean, I don't walk out of Costco. I would say 98% of the time I'm there, I will get that dog because it's $1.20. I don't know. It might be like $2. $1.50. Okay, $1.50.
They will not raise it still. They're claiming they're still not raising it.
That's great. I love that. $1.50 for a drink and a hot dog, and it's a big hot dog. And I mean, come on, you just can't beat that, and you got to get it. I love it. I have a very specific way I eat it so I can eat it on the road. I keep the wrapper and I just like pop it out like a popsicle.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a visual.
Yeah. I speak with my hands over here. The reason why I was asking you about that, because when I like to, and I'm not cooking 100 hot dogs, so I understand, and I would never anticipate anybody actually doing this, but I like to take and cut slits in the hot dog, and then when it cooks, it kind of like it raises up a little bit, and it looks like a spiral. It gets really crispy on those edges. I don't cook hot dogs a lot. You can tell.
So the packs at Costco were somewhere between 10 and 12.
Okay.
And the way I was opening them is I would just do all the slices on the top, and then I would just pull them out of the wrapper. So
Right.
the top layer did get all of the little notches in them, but the bottom layer was just the poor person hot dogs.
Nice. I mean,
And
you know,
Yeah.
I grew up with my mom boiling them. So like I always, and growing up, I thought that that's how they were cooked, but I don't know if I've boiled a hot dog in at least 25 years, but I guess there's something to that, right? I mean, I think that's the way Costco does it.
I have no idea.
They're steaming those things. They're just putting them in like a big hot steam chamber
Yeah.
because they're already cooked.
Yeah, one of my friends, he lives up in Canada now. We were friends like 20 years ago. We both got married right around the same time before he went back up to America's Hat.
Yeah.
And he said that when he was a little kid, there was a time where like his parents got divorced and he was like so poor. He's like, you've never been poor until you've had hot dog soup for dinner. And I was like, what? And he's like, hey, you have hot dogs for lunch and then hot dog soup for dinner. And they take that water that they boil it with and they put some onions in it, a little bit of celery, some carrots, and that's what you get. I'm like,
boy,
oh my gosh, I am sorry, dude.
Yeah, that's a moment where you're like, you are right. You are right. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, yeah. Can't compete with that one. Wow. Okay. Hot dogs are great. Here's something I did tonight, and I've been doing this every Sunday night for the past, I'm going to say 3 or 4 weeks. And I might have already said it 3 or 4 weeks in a row, but I'll say it again. Nachos. I love making nachos at home. And I just think that, oh, we got a new listener. Sweet. What's up, Sandra? I've never, nachos is so easy, and like you can put out a whole gamut of stuff, and like you can put whatever you want on there. And I bought these like pans that are about as big as like this thing. Mm-hmm. And so we build like personal nacho pans or nacho plates, and we just eat them straight off the pan. And it's just like layer on layer on layer on layer. And man, I'm telling you, you can do some fun things with nachos. It doesn't always have to be the same stuff, but like, I think it's a great move. There's very little cleanup. It's super easy. You get to use stuff in your fridge that like maybe you need to get rid of, leftovers.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But you know what weight class I'm going into, and what weight class you're going into?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I would have a little bit more empathy to that, and I do. I promise.
Oh, it's okay. I had one hot dog regular and then one double weenie single bun.
Okay.
And then I had a grip load of this quinoa salad and a little bit of coleslaw. And that was it.
Nice. The last thing I'm going to say about food is Cool Whip. Whip. I love the Cool Whip. Like I was saying, it's Jack's birthday.
On your hot dogs?
It's Jack's birthday. So his dinner of choice last night was waffles, and
I think it was just Cool Whip.
Yeah, well, it probably would have been if I let him, but I almost ate the whole container. So we're gonna move on. Cordell, we got a week from today. I'll be in Vegas. I think you come in on Monday. And we were just both kind of talking about like this week lead up, and some of the things that, you said something that is very, very, very true to me. And I always thought it was just me who felt this, which is I don't want to go out there and do something because, in my brain, I can feel it in my brain. I know I can go down there and lift, but my body cannot handle it right now. And like I told you guys over the week, I am like literally taped up right now, like KT tape all around me. And thank you for that stuff, by the way. I'm not sponsored, but holy crap. And knowing me, I would get down there, I would have some pre-workout in me, and I would be like, I'm making a 10-kilo jump, and then hear the, and like be like, yep. 1 week out. No, like, like the oh God, what did I just do? And the gamut of shit that comes with that, like depressed for a month straight. I don't know. I mean, you deal with this too, yeah?
Oh yeah,
As you were
no,
saying.
I'm in that same position right now where I just feel like my body is stretched so far past where it should be stretched. And I mean, I just posted a video just of a 140 clean and jerk. And it's like, if you knew how hard this felt, like it looks easy, but it felt so hard. And it's like, I used to hit this for, I mean, I've doubled that. I think I've at least doubled it in the snatch. I may have tripled it. And
Yeah.
now it's like, I'm just trying to stand it up and make a jerk. And
that's the truth.
like, I don't know what these muscles are called, but the muscles that connect from your like hips, like lower back area into your hamstrings, those are so angry on my body all the time, where I'm getting like $125 a week in body work every Monday just to make those so that I can function for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Monday, sorry, whatever. The days I lift.
Dude, I can't even write properly right now, so it's fine.
And yeah, my chiropractor bodywork lady, she's like, are you going to come in the day you leave for the meet? I'm like, yep. She's like, yeah. You going to be recovered by the Thursday? I'm like, I'll be fine. That'll be good. So what I've been doing is I go in, see her, and then I go in and I lift. Yeah. And it's normally not that bad because it's more like a really big warm-up session where I see her at 12 and then I'm lifting by 2.
Okay.
With her, it's like 12 to 1, go grab some food, go, and then get to the gym by 2. And then, but that day is always trash. It's never good. And then Wednesdays medium, Fridays light, and then Saturdays are heavy day. And then the whole cycle starts again. So next week I'll be seeing her on Monday, and then right from there I'm leaving for Vegas.
Nice.
So I'll drive straight from there out, and then I'll lift Tuesday, probably medium. Monday or Wednesday I'll be light, and then compete Thursday.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's right there. It's right around the corner. I posted something last week. I got, I ordered a singlet, whatever, had, my name put on it. Pretty cool. I like
get the Nike one too, or not?
I did get the Nike one too. So I'm going to bring both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one with sleeves, right?
Yeah. And the problem is I didn't like the one with how the neckline, because it lines up kind of the same as one that without the sleeves. It just has sleeves. Okay. But I'm going to bring both of them. I'm going to lift. I love the shorts part of the Nike one. Like I'll put those on and just train in them because they are awesome. They're my favorite by far. But I'm going to bring both, and it'll just be a game time decision. I'll probably play around in the training hall with both of them and see what happens.
I want to try that one on as well because Nick got his.
Yeah.
And his is pretty freaking sick. He got it's like the blue bottoms with the red and white top.
Oh, nice.
But it's like the whole material is all like ribbed. And I'm like, I've never seen something like this. Yeah, for your pleasure. And but it's like it looks fancy.
Should tell my wife about that. Cool. So the singlet, the competition, the getting ready, the mental, the packing, the air flight, all that stuff coming up. I don't generally have too big of a problem with any of that stuff. In fact, I stay in a hotel the night before. I leave Portland. That way I get there nice and early. And, sometimes I'll even, I've one time, I have walked to the airport, which, at 5 a.m. is sometimes okay. But I had somebody ask me a question, last week because me, I can be a little bit of a head case when it comes to some things. I have emotional reactions and I just snap. And I think with you, like you and the polo group that we talk with, and they're all weightlifters, and we all kind of understand that. And none of us probably see that attribute of each other But when it comes to people outside of the competitive sport or nature or anything like that, it's a bit of an oddball to them. And so last week, I had a moment where I had an emotional reaction about something within my lifting towards a coworker, and a coworker / friend. I'll say that. I kind of barked at him because he didn't. He kind of made fun of the singlet. And I was like, bro, I've worked my mother effing ass off for this right here. Like you don't need like, and I just like went into it like, you don't get it, dude. And we kind of went back and forth, and I came back and reflected on that moment. And I was like, you know what? I can't expect other people to understand, what I'm doing in my garage for this amateur sport. Right. Because that's what, I like the analogy of like, when you start taking yourself too seriously, lift yourself out, like go like 1,000 million miles out in space. And how big are you? Right. You're not even seen on the map. And so that kind of gives you perspective of like, okay, you can calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Within our talk or our heated discussion, he asked me, he goes, why do you even compete? I looked at him and I was like, I can't believe it. Like, to me, I'm like, I've never actually thought of that. Mm-hmm. I think to me, I compete because I like the challenge. I like I like having the opportunity to win. I like doing hard shit sometimes. I like to complain about the hard shit. I like to, I like to be rewarded with the hard shit. I like to do things that are outside the normal of what an everyday mundane life looks like. And so I picked competitive sports, in this case, weightlifting. And to me, and I see this a lot in my son as he's starting to come up in football, because he's now in a competitive league. And like, my son has never been much of a talker. I pick him up from practice and that kid talks about what happened at practice, what he did, all those things, different techniques. Like he's just talking the entire time. I don't think I get a word in. And so awesome. I guess, yeah. And like I was telling Alana, I'm smiling from ear to ear because I'm so like happy that like maybe now I can let go of a little bit of my competitiveness and like kind of pass my information on to him and let him run with it. And I can get just as much joy out of that, because that's something that I think about. But I compete because I enjoy doing something that brings value to my life. And that's what I told him. And he looked at me with a dead stare because he didn't understand that. But why, like, have you had that thought come in, or has anybody ever asked you that?
I'm sure they have. It's been a while. Yeah. I don't know who it was who asked you these questions, but part of me would always want to examine like who's asking me these questions and who's kind of giving the like pushing back or giving you crap about it, and like what are they doing in their lives, right? And I'm not asking you to tell me because I don't know if they're listening or whatever, but
I don't think they listen.
Are they constantly trying to strive to do better in their lives? Are they constantly pushing themselves, or are they just checking into work, checking out? Are they just maintaining, just floating down the river, not a care in the world? Or maybe they have cares, but just no goals, just like that unaimed arrow that doesn't miss kind of thing. Or I think I'm very driven, and I have goals, and I have stuff that I would like to continue doing, and I want to always be progressing who I am. And I feel like if I'm not progressing who I am, then what's the point of doing something? And it's just been one of those things in my life where when I do something, I want to do it the best that I can. And I think that's a big thing. But one of the things you said was, this is an amateur sport, and this is like it's not a big deal and those kinds of things. But I don't think it is for us. I think we know we're not going to the Olympics. We're not going to the senior world. We're not going to these
Exactly.
big, like we're not going to, let's just take it to like NBA.
Yeah.
Like if we were playing basketball. But if you watch people at the gym, if there's a basketball court, they're not playing like they're amateurs. They're playing like they're the best that they can be.
Right.
And they're doing everything they can as good as they can, because to them, like, this is as good as they're going to get. So they're going to push as hard as they can.
Mhm.
So like, I know for you, and I know for me, that we are both training in the same way that if we were going to the Olympics, this is how we would be training. We're just not, we're not that skilled, and we're not that, we know the reality of it. But it doesn't mean we're training any easier or not putting the dedication into it because we're amateurs at it.
Right.
So I think that's a thing that people don't get. So
I think you're right there. And, to speak a little bit about this person, he is he's a person that does like to grow. He's more of a philosophical person that likes to grow. And he's not the only person I've come across that feels this way about like sports. They call them like quarterback. What is it? I don't know. There's a term for them, Sunday quarterback or whatever, like armchair quarterbacks. That's what I'm trying to state. It's like they like to watch sports, right? They enjoy the watch of the competition and then all that. And they like to, but they are progressing their life in ways that are different, that are non-aggressive, and that whatever. Now, man, I love what you said about always progressing and doing the best that we can. And that was one thing that I had in my conversation. I was like, this, like, it's okay. Yes, it's an amateur sport. I'm going to stop saying that, but Worlds is the top. I don't think we can go any farther. Am I right or wrong? Is that, we can't, there's not a bigger competition, right?
Not really. There was a rumor years ago that the Masters Games was like the Masters Olympics, but I knew people who did the Master Games, like it's nothing. So
okay, cool.
But I think leading up to it, that was supposed to be like the year after the Olympics on the Olympic stage.
Okay.
So,
well, I guess in the reality of terms,
this is our Olympics.
This is our Olympics, and it doesn't matter. And something, oh man, you said it so well. It's like, no matter what it is, whether it's brushing my teeth or it's putting effort into growth with my kids, I don't care. You can name anything. It's like, it's that drive to do the best you can possibly do. That's the core foundation of a competitive athlete, no matter at what level, in my opinion. Wow. Like, to do the best you can do. Holy crap. I don't know if we can sum it up any better than that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely the personality where you guys make fun of me and it's fine. I don't watch sports, but I've just never been someone who for me, I'm not going to watch something that I don't do.
Yeah.
And I've never been that into any sports that I didn't play. Right. So when I was snowboarding, I would watch snowboard videos. When I was wakeboarding, I'd watch wakeboard videos. When I was skating, I'd watching skate videos. I was too young. I enjoyed going to baseball games when I played baseball when I was a little kid. I never played football, never played anything else. So baseball, I did like 4 years of that. And that was probably 90% of the baseball games I've gone to was while I was playing baseball. I've never been someone who enjoyed sitting around watching other people do what I wish I could do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I wish I could play football, but I'm like, I've never been good at it. I don't know exactly what it takes to be good at it. And I don't, there's enough stuff where I'm not putting this down on anyone else. It's just how my brain works.
Yeah.
I would rather do something else than sit around and watch other people have fun.
Yeah.
And
I get it. Trust me. I get that. And the reason why I understand it is um, because, and this is going to sound very maybe self-centered, but I don't like to watch sports. I like to play sports. Okay.
Mhm.
And this feeling came up last Thursday when Jack is a ball boy for the varsity football team, and we're there, and I'm watching, and I'm like, I look at the lawn, I'm like, I am never going to be the person that's going to sit up in those stands and watch this game. I'm going to be down on the fence. I'm going to be like watching the coaching staff. I'm going to be like listening to the players. I'm going to be walking
Mhm.
around, and because I there was so much of my life that was ingrained in football for a very long time, and it was a sport that helped me grow into a young man, provided a community, provided people around me that loved me because maybe my family life was a little bit off kilter. And so that's what it provided for me. But like while playing, I was a little different. I never watched it. I had a team, but then I was like, I don't really know the record. Like, I knew the players' names, but I didn't. And so like now what watching like for us, and you know that I watch football but it's like, if I didn't have kids, and if my wife and I didn't bond over it, I don't know if I would watch it. I wouldn't follow it. And I had a big point. There was a point in my 20s where I didn't watch it and I wasn't playing it, obviously. So, I think I love certain sports, watching them because of what they're giving my heart rather than to sit and watch the actual game. Because more times than not, Cornell, like when I'm watching football, it's on in the background and I'm cooking. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even the Super Bowl, I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
But it's like this weird camaraderie we get as a family that brings us together. And so I kind of like that aspect of it. But the same thing has happened with weightlifting. And you know this about us now. Everybody probably knows this. It's like when we have somebody we know that's weightlifting and it's streamed, boy, that's going on the big TV and we're all, like it's fun. It's a family thing. And we love to do that. And then we bond as a family over sports. And so to be able to be a competitive athlete, and this is something that I think is really at the core of me, to be a competitive athlete says so much to my kids, being able to see that and see their direction and see how Jackson takes his aggression and see how he approaches a sport, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's flag football or whatever else he's going to do in his lifetime. Like, I just want to pass this like ability to work hard, be dedicated to something, and always want to progress to be the best you're going to be. And that right there, man, like that's a valued lesson to teach somebody. And honestly, that's why I compete still. Like, I don't know, like even like I think about like when I stop competing, which I don't know when that's going to be, but when I do, like I got to be able to feel okay with like, okay, my kids don't need to see this anymore, or I don't need this anymore. It's time to focus on progressing in another way. Maybe, it's when the kids get older and I get to spend more valuable time with my wife. And that to me it means a lot in my heart. And boy, I look at it as a good journey, but I will 100% bark back at you if you fucking question me about it. Like, that's all. That's who I am. I'm true to that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The other part that I think is funny is if he's giving you crap about your singlet,
yeah,
what does he expect you to wear? Like if you really think about it, like, I mean, we wear basically, if he watches football, we wear a football outfit basically that's just one piece without the pads underneath.
Getting tight. Yep.
I mean the singlets that I have, the singlet that I have, and one of the ones you have, it's technically a tracksuit.
No,
so
right?
it's like, okay, that's another sport.
Yeah.
There's wrestling that wear the same style. I mean, I mean, maybe if it was the singlets from like the 70s that looked like women's one piece bathing suits,
Dude,
then I,
the strap over the nipples.
yep. Yeah. Or like the bikini cut. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Right now, like I'm really happy with how long those things come down the legs.
Yes, me too. Oh, me too. Yeah.
But it like I've asked people before who they're like, I don't want to wear singlet. I'm like, all right, what would you think would be a better option? We can recommend it to USAW. Oh, I don't know. I'm like, it makes sense.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't want something to be getting in your way with the bar. You don't want to, I mean, you don't want to be too baggy. Like we're not CrossFitters. Like, you gotta just make it's a costume. They call it the costume.
It
so
is. It really is. Yeah, and make it your own. You know what I mean? Like to me, I've gone through probably like 3 or 4 different singlets, not that many, but I wear certain things with it. I make it my own. It's like my uniform, and it's like when I strap that thing on, it's like go time, and that's the kind of the mindset of what we're doing is like we have our equipment. We it's like as weightlifters we can be very finicky about our stuff. There's all these debates about who knee wraps and knee sleeves and wraps and thumb tape and hook grip, like all this stuff. But that's what we love about this sport is being able to have those conversations and those debates and go out there and outlift somebody who said that wearing knee wraps is for, I'll say B words. Yeah. I don't know why I'm being all PG all of a sudden, but it's just stuff like that like, boy, do I love this sport because of that community, because of the difference in opinions, because we can watch somebody like, and I'm not here to lick anybody's butthole. God. Dude, I'm all over the place. But it is pretty incredible to see what Olivia Reeves can do on a stage at any point in goddamn time. Like she goes out to AO2 and just breaks a record. Just
my favorite is like a little skipping walk when she's done. She's like,
just like,
but she's almost like saying like, oh, is that good?
Yeah. Like she has no idea.
Yeah.
you know what I like about her? And I was thinking about this today is she is breaking a stereotype of what a weightlifter needs to be to be good, to be elite. She is, and I know she came from CrossFit. She's been weightlifting for a very long time. So I'm not saying we should ever compare ourselves to her, but she is in a master's program. Master's in school is what I mean. And she lifts 3 times a week, sometimes 4, I think, but 3 for the most part. Mm-hmm. She lives on her own. She takes care of herself. And guess what? She's not like quitting everything in life to bury her head into weightlifting. She knows that there's a life after weightlifting. I've heard interviews about that. She shows up to random meets just to lift. She competes when she wants to compete for the most part. I'm sure that the team has something to say about it, but she's breaking this mold that we have to like shut down all life just to be a good elite weightlifter. Cause at least that's what I was like fed for the first couple of years of this whole thing. And like, oh man, I can't go out and like, go to dinner with my wife because I got to lift tomorrow. What do you mean? I can't have a steak because I'm going to lift tomorrow. Why am I getting yelled at right now? You know what I mean? Like, holy crap. Do you see what I'm talking about with her?
No, I think it's awesome. I think that there was just, let's rewind a little bit to our old coach and just people from that era where their coaches, like our last coach or the one that we shared.
Yeah.
His coach before was from an era where they had no idea and they were they were influenced by the Russians and the Europeans who were on a ton of gear, and they were able to do 9 to 12 sessions a week.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh no, weightlifting is clean. Sure, some of them are on drugs, but we can outwork them. We just have to outwork them. So they just had this mindset that you need to do your 7 to 9 sessions a week. Yeah, they're doing 9 to 12, but they're on drugs. So we're gonna do less, but we're still gonna do a ton, double days and triple days. And she's proving that it's not needed.
Yeah.
She's proving that you don't have to live at the gym and train nonstop and have all of this body work. You take care of yourself, you do it right, and you do it smart, and that's all you really need. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah. She's a genetic freak, and she's young.
there is
and
that.
She's extremely talented. I guess that's the same thing as genetic freak, but
still, we're saying
maybe some of these people that were back from, like, let's just say like Boom Day Cal Strength, maybe they wouldn't have been as good as they could have been if they didn't do like the 9 sessions a week. But how much worse would they have been if they were doing 5?
Right.
Like, I don't know, but I think that there's just the stigma of some people. This is how they were trained, so they're trying to raise up weightlifters in that way and push. You have to outdo everybody else. And it's like, no, you have to be smart, and you have to not outdo everything. Like that podcast we just listened to had a great analogy, and they were talking about putting in you can fix it if I messed it up, but
I got
there's a couple things they said. One thing was, just because you hit a PR doesn't mean you've unlocked that weight and now you've earned that weight.
Yeah.
You've hit it once, it's not yours. Like you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't expect it to be unlocked and this is just a new weight that you hit. Yep. And then another thing they're talking about was putting in the effort for an entire cycle or an entire block or whatever you're doing to try to go for that PR. And what they explained, how they compared it was, you don't want to go heavy and try to max out all the freaking time, because you're not going to, it's like planting a carrot and then checking on it every single day and digging it up and seeing if it's grown into a carrot yet. Put that seed in the ground and then you just keep pulling it out, pulling it out, pulling it out. And realistically, that they didn't say this, but I can take it a step further. You'd keep doing that. That seed's never going to turn into a carrot.
Right.
It's just going to stay a seed and it's just going to die. And honestly, I look back at a lot of the guys that we used to lift with and some of the girls. I mean, there wasn't as many girls on the team, but they're still in that same mindset of they're checking on that seed. And we left the team over 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was about that.
Just about, no, almost 3 years ago.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
These guys are still hitting the same numbers, if not less. Half of them have been injured and are not even able to lift what they were lifting. And it's because of that mindset. Just today might be the day. Today might be the day. And like I've said multiple times, probably even on this podcast, the phrase they used to love was, if the fire's hot, you got to roast marshmallows. I'm like, you ever stuck your finger in a birthday candle? It's freaking hot. It will burn you. Do you know how long it's going to roast a marshmallow?
Well, yeah.
Like it'll take 20 minutes to burn a marshmallow, to roast one, if it'll even do it.
Here's the thing. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm not.
You go.
I was going to say, roasting a marshmallow takes finesse.
Yes.
You can stick it in there and it'll catch on fire. That's not roasting it. Roasting it's getting it perfectly browned around and seeing the little bubbles start to form and then pulling it off. And that is what you need to be doing. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that they used to always talk about, if the fire's hot, I'm like, little baby candles are hot.
Yeah.
A little matchstick. People like my kids don't even know what matches are anymore. Like the little packets with the paper matches. Like that's really hot. It's not going to do anything. So,
you'll appreciate this. I was working on an oven the other day, on a pizza oven, and there was something going on. There was like this little nut underneath the pilot light. And pilot light's like this big. So, and first, what's the first thing I do? I go and touch the base of the pilot light. My finger's still burnt, and that was like a week ago. So there's a good real life example of like it doesn't take much. I like the analogy with the carrot, dude. It really makes sense because the way it grows is it's like I don't believe it's a tuber, but maybe it might is a tuber. Tuber is a type of vegetable that grows down into the ground. A carrot is going to grow down. But if we pull it up, it's going to stunt the growth. And so you're going to get stuck with a carrot that's like the size of your pinky and shaped in all different ways. Because the second you pull it out of the ground, it's like what you just do to me. You just pulled all of my roots out, and now we got to start again fresh.
Yeah.
And it doesn't ever really grow back. And it's such an important thing to win in a great analogy in this sport, really within any sport, but I'll use it to what we're talking about. You plant a seed, you water it, you make sure it's getting good sunlight. You take care of it. You're consistent
with it.
You're consistent. You let it develop, you let it grow, and then at harvest season you pull it when it's showing when the stalk is showing that it's ready to be pulled. The leaves will start to turn a little yellow, so it's like all of that can be moved over into weightlifting and being like, why are we like shooting for PRs every week or every day or whatever? Like, stop, just lift, do a program, do an 8-week block, and then test yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to test yourself to the full 100%. Test your 90%, test your 98%, and then move forward. Like, use that 100% for on the competition, right? On the platform. Or, hey, guess what? If you're not competing, go max out with a friend. You have an excuse to go see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, an old weightlifting buddy, and let's be like, hit the gym. Let's max out. Let's do an old school max out Friday type situation. Like that right there is that sums it up. And boy, I wish more people could hear that coming into the sport, because there's so much like, I gotta hit the biggest, toughest, best weight I can hit. I gotta hit. Dude, I've hit 110 twice in my life, and I still don't believe that I can ever hit it. Although, if I do take cracks at it, I have a good confidence. But I don't write it down like that's my number. 105 is my competitive number right now, and that's what I'm working off of. I'm going down there, and if I hit 106 or 107, I'm going to be gleaming. If I hit 140 in the clean and jerk, I'm going to be fucking stoked. And pardon my language, but like, that's not going to get me a medal. But what it's going to do is it's going to show progression within a within a certain modality with my coach. That's what it's about for me. I don't know.
Yeah. And let's just say that you're one of those people who you're like, screw it. I'm just going to, I'm doing AI right now, and I'm just toggling over Big Friday every Friday because I like to go heavy on Fridays. I want to make sure I touch heavy weights, and I want to not be scared of weights and blah, 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 all this other stupid stuff people think. Let's say you hit that 1 kilo PR, and you're 5 weeks into an 8-week cycle. Cool. You just got a PR. 3 weeks later, cycle's done. You can't hit that.
Dude.
But what if you stuck to the program and you didn't do those heavy extra days that you weren't supposed to, and then the end of the cycle came, and most coaches, if they know what they're doing, they're going to give you roughly 3 weeks of testing, three Fridays, 3 Saturdays, because the way it works most of the time is you're going to peak. You don't know I don't know if my peak is going to be this Friday, next Thursday, or the following Friday. I'm really hoping it's Thursday.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But let's say that you completed the 8 weeks, and then you had your like week 7, you would start your like building to heavy, stop after 2 misses or a miss. The next week was like, all right, max out. The next week, like, we're not doing anything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you feel good, try it again Friday. What if you got like a 5 kilo PR then? Because you stuck to the program. Like,
Exactly.
sure, you went in early and you got 1. Good for you.
Yeah.
You could have had 5. You left 4 on the table.
You left 4 on the table. That's the thing, is what are you leaving on the table by going off your program just to see how much you can hit? Like, I don't know. It's like the analogy with like Christmas. Like, you know, we've all been there. I have my kids do it every year. Dad, can I open a present early? Dad, can I open a present early? Yeah, you can open a present early, but come Christmas, you ain't gonna have anything to open, man. It's cool. I'm down. Whatever you want to open it now, cool. And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, no, we'll wait." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
You know?
No, I love that.
Yeah. Well, we're at 45 minutes. That seems like, dude,
Cool.
our shows have been. You know what? I like how our shows are going a little bit longer. And it shows that we're having good conversation. I want to say one thing before we go, is I've had 3 people now, and one I just saw on Facebook Messenger reach out, and I wanted to share this with you, mainly Cornell. People are reaching out, telling me how much they love the show, how much they can't wait to listen to it every week. One person reached out and was like, "Hey, I loved your last show. I agree with what you guys are saying. Thank you for putting that out there."
Cool.
Like,
I don't know what we said, but
yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like, it's comments like that, you know, we do this on our spare time. And this is what I said to him. I said, I'm very thankful that I have the ability to do this, to connect with Cornell, to be able to have the opportunity to just talk, and people listening is kind of like a little bit of validation, but like, thank you for listening. Everybody, if you're listening right now, thank you. You know, it's what Cornell and I do, because we love to talk about these things and give our opinions, and we just, for me, I'm a little selfish. I kind of like talking with this guy, you know, next to me here, but
and I'm lazy because I don't know how to do any of this stuff, and I just have to log in.
Yeah, right. And so it's just like it makes me feel happy. So thank you, people, for listening.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
On that note, we'll see you next week. Adios.
Bye.